They say teamwork makes the dream work. Well, tonight, the dream for the Wizards was to beat the #2 team in the Eastern Conference. That's the Boston Celtics. And guess what? That dream came true. You had 4 Wizard scorers in double figures. 2 of them had double-doubles on the night. And oh, by the way, Kristaps Porzingis, 32 points, 13 boards, 6 dimes to lead Washington to the final score of 130-111. The dub is ours. Welcome back into the post-game perch. The coach, Jimmy Patsos, along with me, Wes Hall, Chris Christie, and Megan will be joining us momentarily. Coach, I'm excited about this win. We needed it. It looked good start to finish, but that's me talking about it. What say you?
No, it's from a coaching standpoint. Started with Wes Hall playing DeLon Wright and Monte Morris together. You know, don't mess. Monte Morris slid to the 2, had 19, still had 9 assists. Corey's at the 3. You saw the highlights. Easy plays. Kispert's open, Deni gives it to him.
Yeah.
You're double teamed, you throw it out to Porzingis. The unicorn can catch it with 2 seconds left and get it up. Monte Morris driving. But I thought the backcourt tandem of 2 combo guards really worked well. Corey Kispert got his shots. Deni was really good. He rebounds too. But you can't say enough about Porzingis. He just said, we're not losing this game. I don't care who's playing. He had 20 points. He matched Tatum early and beat him late, and I thought he was outstanding. And as for the other guys,
yes,
there was 5 other guys that scored. 10 people scored. Me and Wes were like 8, 9, 10.
Talk them all off. Here's what's so funny, Coach. At the last game, Chrissy and I were sitting here on the post game, and I said, no fear needs to be the mantra going into this game. And that's exactly what Washington showed. No fear. We didn't care who was on the other side. We played our game. 33 assists team-wide. Don't even get me started on the bench performance. Kendrick Nunn started off tonight the way he started when he was a Wizard. 12 points off the bench. So many positive things, Coach. What say you?
It's a team win and says we're not giving up on the playoff hopes. We just cut another game into Chicago. We're trying to chase them. 2 games out now. Okay, but the Celtics, that was a real Celtics. Robert Williams was out there. I mean, this is a full Celtics roster. And I thought it started with the defense. They played really good defense. They didn't turn the ball over. We said that earlier. That's what the 2-guard lineup. Corey Kispert's playing at such a high level. Wes Hall talked about that earlier. And clearly Kristaps Porzingis is bringing Deni Avdija along with him.
Yes, he is.
And then, you know, Kuzma's out there cheering. You know, this is what the team can be made of if it just gets healthy. You need Beal and you need Kuzma. But on the other hand, I'm giving a passing grade with flying colors to these guys for getting better as the year goes on, adjusting to the situation, and believing. Johnny Davis, forget the 7 points. I like the 8 rebounds because when you don't get rebounds against the Celtics, they're kicking them out for 3s.
Right.
And so that was really good. And then Jordan Goodwin just gets some toughness. That's a gritty, grindy win, but that wasn't some fluke win. They beat the A team of the Celtics. It was a tremendous win. Let's build on that, beat the Magic, and we're right there.
Coach, you talked about Deni Avdija and the performance he had tonight. Right now, Glenn Consor is with him after the game. Let's go and hear what he has to say tonight.
Deni, this is one of the hottest teams coming in here in the NBA, the Boston Celtics, and you guys just barbecued this team. Ton of Celtics fans here, but the Wizards fans were just terrific backing you guys. Career high for you, 25 points, another double-double for Deni Avdija, 25 points, 10 rebounds. What was the approach coming into this game?
Just play, don't think too much. We know we can play, we're playing good together. We share the ball and we fight off. I mean, that's what it's all about. We were scrappy, we were trying to play defense. Coaches did a great job preparing us, and we just got away with the win. Big one for us.
I have to ask you, during that little run by the Celtics in the 4th quarter, you made every shot and every defensive play down the stretch. What were you thinking during those minutes?
I mean, the secret is not thinking. You just play off your instincts, be aggressive, and everything just comes to you, you know?
And offensively tonight, you were playing with such great rhythm, especially going to the basket. Your quick twitch moves to the baskets have really improved. Tell me about how you were feeling tonight with the basketball in your hands.
I mean, it all comes to, I live in the gym, you know, I'm putting in the work, I'm watching film, I'm trying to get better every day, and I believe in myself, and my teammates believe in me, and I mean, it's shown, you know, so.
Well, Deni, go enjoy this one. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Give it up for Deni Avdija.
Glenn Consor there with Deni Avdija taking a look at Turbo's revenge, or shall I say Turbo recharge tonight against the Boston Celtics. As he mentioned, 25 points, 10 for 16 from the field, give you 10 boards as well, 5 dimes and a steal on defense. And I loved one of those buckets that he had in the fourth quarter, the emphatic steal that turned into a big dunk here in Capital One Arena. Everyone out of their seats for that type of performance. But I want to bring in Chris and Christy as well to join this conversation because, guys, one thing Deni said that I think encapsulates the entire night: just play. Don't think too much, just play, Christy.
Well, you have to, right? You have to just compete. You have to tap into your character. You have to tap into the want to and not the have to of this opportunity to beat a team like Boston. And they did it collectively. They did it, and they sustained it all game. And they did it on the defensive end. They did it on the defensive end with their ability to turn Boston over 12 times. And they were able to score 16 points off of those. So you know that those are live ball turnovers. Those aren't just miscues and zigzags passing the ball out of bounds. No, those were disruptions. Those were getting in the passing lanes. Those were grabbing the basketball out of the hands and going the other way and tearing the rim off with some forceful dunks. And the energy was like that for the entirety of this contest, Chris, and I was impressed with the energy.
You know, you got the Celtics A-team. You didn't get the main Bear, whatever their G League team is. No, you got Brown, you got Tatum, you got all of them. And I just love the fight tonight. Again, they competed, right? You look at the assist numbers, high. The turnovers, low. Giving yourself a chance on the offensive end. And defensively, I think all of you guys have said it. I thought Washington just came out and just played a full 48 tonight. And to get the balance, everybody that checked into the game scored. And when Boston made that run, when Joe Mazzulla, strangely enough, I thought he tapped out maybe a little too early, sitting his starters with a little more than 7 minutes remaining. I give Boston's reserve some credit. They got it to within 13, and then Deni Avdija, as Glenn Consor mentioned to Deni, said, hey, that was enough, went on a run. So give Washington credit for coming out and playing a tough ball game tonight and all the balance that they had. Again, the turnovers low, assists high, and just the balance that they were able to get with all the contributions led by Porzingis.
Guys, we know that Washington knocked down 13 of the 37 threes that they dropped tonight, but it wasn't just so much the amount of threes that they hit. It was when they hit them, Coach, able to knock down threes to create momentum, create separation.
You know, I love that, Wes, your timing, because I was, sitting up here, you kind of see a bird's eye view. The Celtics were making a lot of good passes, but the Wizards were rotating defensively. They held them to 11% in the first quarter, and then we made threes. So I agree with you making threes, but we were stopping them from making threes. We were making threes. And our rotation, I'm going to go with you, Miller. You know this group. You're the closest, Chris, because you travel. The second team is gritty, Chris. There's a lot of fight in this second team, and I thought it really showed tonight. I want to get, Chris, you know these guys that were out there tonight playing, all 10 of them. Tell us your thoughts on what that was. Just a gutty performance, but it was also a little bit like, hey, we're playing pickup and we can play too.
Yeah, I'm happy for Kendrick Nunn. He's been struggling a little bit lately. When he first got here, he was a pure bucket coming off the bench. I think about that game in Houston, and for him to get 12 points tonight, I thought that was huge. But I got to give the flowers to the youngster. My man Johnny Davis, man, 2 games in a row right now. You see the confidence. He's smiling. There's some joy. And I know, when you smile, it's so encouraging just to see what he's been able to do from an offensive standpoint. But, guys, look how he got on the backboards tonight. Those things, the little things kind of matter. And like you said, Jimmy, I thought the contributions for the Wizards off the bench was huge tonight.
Well, you talk about something we said in pregame, which was the freedom. The freedom to go out, the freedom to make mistakes, play your game, find your game. And to what Denny's point in the postgame, when they got out of their heads and just started playing basketball, this is the result, Coach.
Well, Christy and I have talked about this too. Meaningful minutes where there's not a lot of pressure on you to perform while you're being yanked out. Christy played the pros, coached at Maryland. Her son's a great player too. We'll get into that later. Yeah. But she coaches too much from the stands, but we'll leave that alone. Seriously, watching the high level, and I mean this, Christy and I know, when you let people play meaningful minutes but not going to take them out, you're not going to, criticize them or pull them out or put too much pressure on them. There was a looseness, but it was meaningful and it was real, and you're playing the second best team in the East, a team that went to the finals last year, and it flowed so well. I was just impressed. I just think Wes Unseld deserves a ton of credit.
He absolutely does, Coach, and that's your point, is the fact that guys went out there and knew they're not going to overreact. It's not going to be too sensitive.
I'm
not going to get pulled out.
If
I miss a pass, if I end up getting a turnover, anything like that.
It felt like guys knew they were going to get their minutes,
yes,
too.
And that's why everybody played with freedom and confidence, and I appreciate that. Chris and Christy, I want to let you guys get ready for Friday, so I will bid you a fair adieu. Thank you very much for helping us get a big dub over Boston tonight. You know how much this means to us.
We didn't have nothing to do with it. We just called it.
Hey.
Oh, that's the best part of it. We're glad we could witness it together. Coach Patsos, you and I get to hang back and talk a little bit more about tonight. I'm looking at the box score again. 4 starters in double figures. 2 of them with double-doubles. Those 2 happen to be besties on the team as well. But the confidence that you're seeing these guys play with, it almost becomes cliche because we talked about it a lot on pregame. But confidence is something that it doesn't show up in the box score, but it has a tremendous impact on the box score when guys are able to go out and perform.
Megan mentioned it, and I thought Corey Kispert did a good job saying, all right, he had 103s, but his freshman year, which was first year in the league, rookie year last year, wasn't so smooth. And he said he's been counseling Johnny Davis to, stay with it. And Deni, who's, the 9th pick in the draft, these guys are expected to do certain things.
Right.
Sometimes it takes a little longer. And when you get the confidence, as Corey said, the basket becomes bigger. When Deni doesn't turn it over and just plays both ends of the floor, he's a real force. And now you see Johnny Davis with the rebounding coming around. But I thought Corey was kind of speaking for them as a group. Give us a little room. But now we're feeling better, and we're finding our role as a unit. And they played well tonight, and Kispert started, but Johnny helped, Jordan Goodwin helped. And these are some guys, but Deni's growth to me is most intriguing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call him Magic Johnson yet, but he was playing point. But he was playing point forward out there tonight. He was doing a lot of different things with the ball, and he had a lot of different roles and just stacked the numbers in all areas. And by the way, he's probably our best defender. Don't ever forget that. There's no stat sheet for that. It's just his growth, and I'm glad Porzingis is grabbing him. But I thought Kispert said it. We're growing, we're getting confident, and just keep believing in this.
I got a chance to see Deni tonight play, as I said last game, that when you see him play from his overseas version to now, you're starting to see some of that when he was playing over in Israel. You're seeing that here domestically, and that's what I love, that he's getting more comfortable on the court. Megan McPeak joining us here as well on Postgame Live. And Megan, again, we've talked about the different things that we've seen tonight, but I think one of the most important is the Wizards found a different way to win. When you're missing Gafford, Brad, and Kuz, they still find a way to get everybody involved. And the young guys, of course, with Kristaps Porzingis leading the pack, the young guys found a way to get a win tonight.
Yeah, without question. And I think the biggest thing, Christy had touched upon it early in the game, was the assists. And I know it's something she talked about with her keys as well, too, in the pregame show, is the ball movement. When this Wizards team shares the ball and that ball moves around very quickly and touches different guys, it does something to the defense. The defense has to move with the ball movement. So the more you can get that ball zipping around the perimeter and getting, touching it inside, getting it kicked out, going back around the perimeter, forcing the defense to move. I thought they made a concerted effort to have to force this Celtics defense to move on that end of the floor, and it caught the Celtics by surprise. I think the Celtics were caught on their heels enough times in that first half where the Wizards got confidence. They said, okay, you might be one of the best teams in the East. You might have been in the finals last year. We might, be fighting to get in the play-in. We might have guys out, but guess what? We're going to make you work tonight. They made them work on both ends of the floor to their advantage, and it worked out beautifully. I thought the ball movement tonight was some of the best ball movement that we have seen this season.
Indeed. Normally in other sports they say any given Sunday. Well, in basketball it's any given night. You step on that court and he's 94. Anybody can win, and that's what you want to see, competitive, great basketball. But right now we got to pause for a second because I've got head coach Wes Hall Jr. at the post-game podium, interested to hear what he has to say after this win.